Earth signs. This is going to be your general mini cross reading for February 2022. I'm reading out rather early. Today is the 7th of January, but I'm trying to stay ahead of the game so I can get some work done on my tarot classes. I know it's rather early, but if you think about it, we're already through the first week of January 2022. Just a few days ago, we were celebrating, the turn of the new year. So here we are, about to move in 3 weeks. We're going to be moving into the second month of 2022. So time seems to be flying by. I do think that, that's an interesting quality. It just seems as though time has sped up. And I don't know about you, because I'm an earth sign. I feel as though I'm kind of standing in one place and stuff's moving around me really fast, if that makes any sense, right? This is a general reading, so it will not resonate with everyone, and this is for the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I do suggest that you go back and look at the other elementals for your moon and rising sign. That may give you more information, and most definitely look at the different videos for the signs of people that you are involved with or who are in your life. Now, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the Levita Sibila for clarification. And today, or for this month, you're going to get an opportunity to pose a question to the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. Okay? I have done some meditation and sign on the Earth glyph as well as the glyphs for the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And while I was shuffling, I had 2 cards present themselves. So let me turn the camera around and let you get a good look at these cards. And then we will put another rifle and shuffle on the deck, and then we'll lay the rest of the cards, right? So here we are. And the cards that fell out, and this is the order that they came in, the Justice card fell outright first. Okay? So this is at the heart of the situation. The second card to fall out is this Page of Cups. And this is the foundation of the issue. All right? And I did get a couple of messages from this, just looking at them as they fell out of the deck in that order. It actually fell on top of the card like this. And so I do get the sense that for some of you out there, this may be either news that if there's a legal issue or legal resolution or something that you've been waiting on concerning a contract or something with a legal bent to it, you're going to be getting that news. Okay? I do think when it comes to you, I think the timing of it will be a surprise, as well as possibly what is contained within. Okay? So let me do another shuffle. Now, there is a caution that just came across with these 2 cards. If this is the case, if you are waiting on news and you receive this news of this, it just feels like some type of resolution. That's what the energy feels like. The warning here with the Justice card is that you remain focused and balanced on what it is that this thing really means, or what it is it can, I don't know, the term do for you moving forward. Make sure that you remain objective and fair. In other words, really figure out the difference between what you want and what you need. Okay? If that makes any sense. And so that kind of comes across. And this is also about using your own judgment. Justice is the idea of looking after yourself, your own affairs, but doing so in a rational, balanced manner, right? It's not the Judgment card, it's the Justice card. And so justice requires impartiality. Okay, and so this, I think, is asking you to remain, in a sense, kind of impartial as you make your decisions. This is what I'm picking up. So, what is the energy of the near or distant past? The Moon card. This is a timing issue. What is the energy of the unknown factor that may be coming in? The Six of Swords. And what is the energy of the near or distant future? The Ten of Swords. Now that's quite interesting. That whole idea of, what's the word? The warning that about being impartial comes across. Be careful of what you think or how you are thinking about this particular situation. Now, I have seen, in all honesty, Ten of Swords show up to say that, you know, you may not win or get whatever it is you're asking for. Okay? It's not that it's the end of the world, because that card, one of the messages with the Ten of Swords is the darkest before the dawn. It's a 10. So what that tells me is that the crisis point will be reached. For some of you, it is this whole idea of moving into this. You may do so in such a manner that it may backfire on you. So sometimes the 6 next to any 10 card will tell you to beware of pitfalls and watch out for finances, even though I don't know if this is a financial thing here. It very well could be. So what is the overall energy of this reading? Right, which is the Sun card. And the Sun card says that, you know, no matter what happens, really, it is an opportunity for growth and positivity and abundance. I keep getting the thing of planting seeds, even though I don't see that. That would be more to me like perhaps maybe the Empress card. But it speaks to joy and abundance. And sometimes we have to, I don't know, kind of go through it in order to reach that stage. Does that make any sense? This card has the power to annul that one. The other thing about the Sun card is that the sun in itself grants you the ability to see things clearly. Whereas here with the moon, you know, we don't always see as clearly by moonlight as we do when the sun's blazing outside. So shapes can look different. Stuff can look like what it isn't, right? It can be a scary thing from the moonlight. So do be careful with that. Now, I gave you this meaning. I can't look at this Page of Cups. Why? Because the Page of Cups, even though it's traditionally looked at as a person, to me, it just comes across as a message. It never plays out for me as people. Not in that direct sense. So I'm going to turn that card over. In terms of the Moon card, with the timing, if I'm not mistaken, this is either going to be, let me check my Moon app right quick. We just had a new moon on the 2nd, I believe it was, in the sign of Capricorn. And then our full moon comes up on the 17th, and that is in the sign of Cancer. So that is cutting across the work versus home axes, okay? It could even go back to last month when it was the last full moon. Let me see, when was it? The last new moon, which was in Sagittarius, and the last full moon, which was in Gemini. All right? So it could, when I say the near or distant past, that could have been last month. It could be this week. It could be 2 months ago. So there's no timing in the tarot. So what do I want to do? I want to see if there are any additional messages that I can get with this 6 and this 10. Okay. As it relates to the moon, the Justice card, and also the Sun card. One other thing that is coming across here from the 6 to the 10, that's 4 swords. So this could also be the idea that you should be resting. Because if not, you may, you know, end up having, I don't know, back issues, neck issues, headache issues. There's also this sense of some sense of betrayal or ambush type situation. So I'm going to, look at that. Even though I'm telling you that this has the power to annul the negativity of the Ten of Swords, okay, doesn't mean that it precludes anything bad happening. It just says that, it won't be as bad, or it could be one of the best things that ever happened to you, because now you know where you stand, right? So let me grab my book here. And the Six of Swords speaks about movement, if not around water, by water, near water, over water. Okay, then speaks about travel in the mind. So this could be the idea of you thinking about something, or in which case, if you're thinking about it, then this could be a case of overthinking it. Okay, so it could be about with the moon. I want you to listen. It is an indication that it would be advisable to be sure of any changes you intend to make, as the full picture is not yet clear. All the details have not yet come together, so it would be beneficial to put things on hold at this time and wait until the time is right. And we are underneath the Mercury retrograde. It starts on the 14th. And so this could be the idea that you move ahead with something without, giving it any thought or checking over the details or whatever the case may be, and it ends up backfiring on you. The Six of Swords with any 10 before or after is an indication of travel, journey, vacation, holiday, or even a change of residence. It may involve a major decision which will ultimately lead to movement of some kind. But it is also a message to look carefully at all aspects of a situation, as there may be some hidden traps or pitfalls. Look out for unnecessary expenditures. Now, let me move to this 10 of Swords. It absolutely tells me nothing being next to these two cards. But again, it's a message of travel, either over or by water. It is also a message to a warning for you to take the utmost caution when undertaking any new venture at this time, particularly if you are dealing with people who you do not know well or at all. The feelings of mistrust, this will lead to feelings of distrust, and suspicion. And these feelings may be warranted, so look closely at all avenues and from all angles, and only proceed if you feel it is the right thing for you to do. And I think that goes to the Justice card. Okay, I'm going to take a look at that 10 of Swords to see if it tells me anything. I would say to trust your intuition here. The Justice card says, it implies that a fair and just decision has been made after a situation has been fully investigated. It asks that you rely upon your intuition and go ahead with plans, and do not allow anyone to sway you from your path or influence you against your better judgment. That ambush situation. It tells of a focus on matters concerning law and partnerships. If you are in the throes of obtaining justice, especially with legal documents, lawyers or solicitors, and all types of legal actions, it can tell you that the outcome is successful. That's what this card says. So there's something about this 10, and I think this is a warning to you. The Moon card says, it is number 19, that it asks you to rely upon your intuition and inner wisdom. Do not allow yourself to be deceived by apparent security, as things may not be as they seem. It asks that you learn to be more independent and to trust your inner voice. Do not lean on others. Rely upon yourself. It can also be an indication of your changing emotional nature, which causes frustrations and the inability to focus. It can tell of personal development. It also tells you that a more balanced and holistic approach to life can bring you inspiration. But it tells you that at some point it is going to be necessary for you to face up to the situation and accept it for what it is in order to make any changes. It is time to face reality as you and others are living in a fantasy world. There is less chance of self-deception if you are in peak health, as you are more likely to be mentally alert. Self-pity is destructive and self-defeating. So avoid these non-productive emotions. In regards to others, if you have any concerns, now is the time to let you know how you feel and where you stand. But it also asks you to take note of any dreams or intuitive messages. Okay? And the Sun card. The Sun card is very positive and implies that your plans, goals, and or desires will come to fruition and your answer will be a resounding yes. It indicates new ventures will be prosperous and that it's the most auspicious time to begin something new. It is telling you to take the opportunity presented in front of you. Do not hesitate, as it will all be worth your while. New ventures will prosper. It can infer an understanding of a previously confusing situation. That could be these two things, right? Now, I'm going to look at this 10 here with the Sibilas to see exactly what the card is telling me. No matter what, it is a 10. And the next stage is the Ace of Swords. All right? Maybe this is something where you feel like somebody did you wrong, or somebody says, they're telling you, you did me wrong, right? When you did X, Y, and Z, you did me wrong, okay? It could be any number of things. The stanza, the room, it's the Ace of Coins, the l'amica, and the sacerdote. Now, this is definitely some type of legal, I think, situation, because the sacerdote has to do with legal issues, lawyers, prosecuting attorneys, the law, things of that nature. I think this is 3 interesting cards to fall on this 10 of Swords, okay, because they really are all rather, what's the word, positive. This could even be the idea, this card represents like a meeting, okay, face to face, or it can indicate 2 people who know things about each other, who know secrets, okay. It is a card of confessions, secrets, and classified information, of privacy, and of trusting someone with the secret and or with very sensitive information. It describes a very important meeting of a sensitive nature. And this is any meeting that you may feel emotionally invested in, such as a job interview, a consultation, even an affair. It is also connected to your social life, company, acquaintances, and friends, which is interesting because this is the friend card. Okay. It is a dynamic card, the stanza. It indicates situations that are rapidly evolving and that will soon bring a different set of events. So in this regard, it foretells of upcoming news, developments, and possible visitors. If you have been waiting for a response and or for news or for a package to arrive, there it is. This card tells of its arrival. Okay? That's what the card says. In financial matters, it can indicate patents, trade secrets, espionage, the secret formula of a product, and more generally work meetings. It is a positive card, and it heralds prosperity and good investments, but usually due to inside knowledge or specialist advice. Now, I think that's interesting because we have this idea of the Lamika, the Four of Wands, and she is typically, she can represent anybody, okay? It's a positive card. Most likely a friend, but this person can also be a relative or even a colleague or an acquaintance. They're neither good nor bad. It represents friendship, loyalty, and support, and someone in whom we can trust, okay, who is there to listen, to give good advice and comfort, and make us feel at ease. It can also represent a friend's house or the house of a relative. In business, it represents good advice received by someone and or a period of prosperity and financial security. This is what it says. Good relationships with one's colleagues, as well as cooperation and team spirit. And then we come to the sacerdote. Now, as I say, this 10 of Swords, to me, doesn't necessarily seem like it is, it could just be that you're tired, mentally tired, and that happens. So it's not always the idea of being stabbed in the back or something of that nature. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm just saying it's not always that. So here is the priest. Now it says it is always a man unless other cards can indicate otherwise. So I'm not sure if it's telling me that this friend is a lawyer, okay, that she herself is an attorney, okay, or that these are two separate people. It says he is connected to justice, the legal system, the local authority, insurance, the state, and the law. Okay? It can indicate someone taking legal action. It is a card of divine justice, which will be administered to those who may have previously hurt you. But if you've hurt somebody, they're going to come back for their own retribution. It indicates exactness, self-discipline, common sense, wisdom, maturity, equity, justice, and obstacles that are finally overcome. And that could be this. Okay. Let me see here. Financially, it can represent red tape to be resolved before money is received and or career advancement and legal matters. Professionally, it also indicates experience and professionalism. Now, sometimes it is what he is pointing at, what he is shielding himself from, and he's shielding himself from this Lamika. So that's why I say that I'm not exactly sure if this is one person or two. I'm sensing that it may be two different people. In which case, that whole idea before moving forward, or if this is somebody that, just an acquaintance, somebody that you don't know well or well at all, you know what I'm saying? You may want to keep yourself to yourself while you work this out. I'm going to allow you to, I don't think it's anything you should worry about. You have these positive cards. This is definitely some type of legal issue, some contractual issue, some kind of payout, some kind of job or work issue. Here, there are no coins here, so it doesn't necessarily tell me it's financial, but for all intents and purposes, this has, except for the Ace of Coins here. Okay, that's considered like the Ace of Coins. So there's definitely some kind of financial component to this. All right, here we go. Formulate your question. Here we go. Deception and envy. So that goes back to the idea. I think this is a second person. Okay. It's somebody who's been cheering you on, or it's not like the Landamika. I think it really can be somebody who may mean well, but does something or says something that kind of screws up everything. So just be careful. That Justice card, remember when I said, keep yourself, use your own intuition and keep yourself to yourself. So we have the 7 of Swords is what it is. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. This card comes at a time when individuals or conditions are not what they appear to be. That was the first meaning of this card. How well do you really know the people around you? Are they telling you everything you need to know? In business, make sure you gather all of the necessary information so that you are aware of and understand all, and that word is italicized, the facts before continuing. You have worked hard. Do not let others take from you what is rightfully yours. But unfortunately, some people may be envious of your accomplishments. This card also represents a time of sudden and unexpected changes, or when plans that you are undertaking may not turn out exactly the way you envisioned. Have a plan B as a fallback strategy to prevent future problems. Use this card as a reminder to be prepared. It is better to be safe than sorry. So it's not necessarily saying that there's someone being deceptive. It's saying that, things may not work out exactly the way, and I think I said that, exactly the way you think they are, but it still doesn't mean that you can't be successful in doing whatever you're doing. It just figures out how you're going to take that disappointment, right? And what are you going to do with it? And so that's what I have for you, Earth signs, for February 2022. I hope that message helped. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste.